Now I guess I need to to find the other 40 shrines. Hmm. There's this app for Red Dead Redemption that is like the map, and you can see everything collectible. There's a premium version that helps you track everything better, but it helps a lot. So I'm thinking, as of now, isn't there like a Breath of the Wild map? There's one called Breath of the Wild Companion. It's exactly like the Redemption one. Maybe not by the same people and everything, but very similar. Reviews good, but it would be nice if it had a Spanish language. But I guess it would help a lot. But yeah, bilingual, woo! uh, I mean, of course, it's also like accessibility and stuff. Like, of course, you want to reach more players and maybe also have more languages available is also better. But being bilingual helps a lot. I mean, just think about this. My native tongue is Spanish, and yet I am using probably more English than what I use in Spanish. Probably. Well, do you need to download a map within the... Oh, shit. No, just give me the small version, dude. It's like, do you want the big map or the small one? Give me the small one, please. I hit the full map, and it's like 250 megabytes. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, probably in your region, but my download speed at best is 1 megabyte, so I want the small one, which is 82 megabytes. Hey X, how about you play the game? Yeah, that would be nice. Well, as far as I know, there should be a shrine here. So let's go there while these things download. You let me worry about time constraints and post-production. Of course, give me the freaking Quetzal. It will be too much trouble getting a video of a Quetzal singing just to have it. And it's still not enough. Another delay from the capture card to the computer, but that's either maybe just how it is, because whatever, capture card and stuff, or maybe it's because I'm using the capture card to a hub, USB hub, then to the computer. But I don't know. By the way, oh look, there's a shrine over there. By the way, I was checking that, of course, there's like the capture cards, like the one I have, but they're like actual capture cards as a component for your computer, and I'm like, how does that work? I mean, I'm not exactly. I mean, I'm quote unquote a computer guy, but not really. Not a technician. So yeah. So you install it, you get some software, and then you connect it, and you're good to go. Or
La furia de Revali está preparada cuando la necesites.
thank you, Revali. How long shall I play this? 1 hour, 2 hours? Well, I can do 2 hours. But if I get tired, then I'm just going to drop it. Well, I will do 1 hour, stop recording, and start the other one. Oh, cool. The thing has finally downloaded. But we still have this shrine. Mohlatan. What a name, you ask me. Now I'm going to check the app while this thing goes down. This thing is loading everything at once. Am I configuring this thing backwards? Come on. It's because it has like a slide thing on and off, but it's white and one black. And I'm thinking, well, the black one is probably the things that you don't want to show, and the white is things that you probably want to show. Apparently not. There we go, Jesus. I mean, it shouldn't be the white one things that you want to show and the dark one things that you don't want to show. That, that doesn't sound nice, but come on, it's USD design. Well, I'll do this and then I configure that because I'm, thinking a while. Let's see. I'll use these. Yep. Can I just jump on it, I mean, as always, there are multiple ways to do these shrines, but you always look for the optimal one. Well, let's just do the seesaw. Man, the physics in this game are pretty good. Yeah, we don't want to use that. Well, boy, you're aiming. 15. Well, let's keep using that, I guess. Again, the screen is kinda dim, and I'm like, it doesn't show the true colors of this game. I mean, I can see on the on the computer, and of course it's like, well, I can see that. Boy, it should be looking. How much do you want to bet? I'm going to screw this because I'm not patient. But I don't want to be patient. I always quote that thing from The Nightmare Before Christmas. You're patient little brat. You have to be patient. But I don't want to be patient. I'm just a fucking Frankenstein. I said it will happen. Oh, cool. I'm just a Frankenstein monster. I didn't ask to be born. And yet you're forcing me here to be your fucking maid, you fucking dick. Fucking asshole. No, whatever. I didn't want to be a maid. Oh. Speaking of things, well, I guess since I pretty much exhausted every topic of Breath of the Wild on the main playthrough. Ooh, why are these moving, bro? Why are these moving, bro? Because they're kind of like, stick together. Because there's a thing called friction. Anyways. So, let's talk about a controversial topic that I'm probably going to regret post-production and after the fact. Apparently there's a Gillette ad that is turning people crazy for whatever reason. And, well, the gist of the thing is that people are like, oh, the ad is like, the best man you can be, and things like that. And I saw it, and I don't know, but I didn't feel targeted. I feel like, yeah, there are things that are kind of sucky, and we need to stick together. But apparently, I'm of the few people who saw it like that, and not in an apologetic manner. Because, I mean, I think, yeah, we need to do things better. But I'm not like, oh, yeah. I'm a man, I'm a fault of everything. I need to apologize because I wasn't the one who enslaved anyone. I'm just here after all the fact. I'm not responsible for anything other than what I do. Not what someone else done. So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like it's fighting. Maybe we should tell them that not to fight. Or maybe we shouldn't let kids gang on each other in a fight. However, I mean, people saw it like only men do this, and men are responsible for making the right choice. People saw that, and I guess I can see why people would think that. But I think it's just like, well, how about we do things better? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I try. I mean, I try to treat everyone equally. Oh, I need to switch things. But, you know. Oh, I guess that counts as metal. This one doesn't. And this one doesn't. So I mean, I didn't say like men are the sole responsible of all these things, because of course not. But apparently some people did. And again, I can see what you will think that, but I don't think that's the case. Now, there are three questions we could be asking. It's like, did Gillette target as men, or it's just like, you know, like, hey, let's work together? Then the other question is like, does Gillette actually believes in, you know, like social whatever stuff, and as a company being just part of you know, helping to improve the community and stuff? But the main question, then the other question we can ask is that, did Gillette did an ad that potentially could have started discussion in order to promote the brand? I mean, at the end point, yes, because as some other people have said, who the hell talks about razors? I don't. I mean, my entire YouTube channel, I have never talked about razors, I think. And here we're talking about them. Cool. I remember there was something here. I think there were two things, but I don't know. That's the only one I remember. Sure, I got the corrosive. Well, if it's there, I get it. So, I mean, that's what I got. It's like, well, I don't think men are so responsible. I just think that we as people, because it's a men product, Gillette, usually, and that, yeah, we should aim to be together. And of course, there's a lot of arguments and stuff like that, and those are valid, but I think that's what I got from the commercial. I didn't feel like they were saying that men are at fault of everything. And here's the thing. People can say, oh, well, men did a lot of things and slave and whatever. And you can say, well, yeah, they did. But I didn't. Sure as hell didn't. Man, this little map is awesome. Because it includes all the shrines, and of course it's just like a one-on-one recreation, and you can just, you know, take one and off and just remove from the map and just have the other ones. Oh man, it's awesome. This is awesome. I mean, the only way I can see them that they could have done that commercial or something like that without the current backlash they had, maybe, I don't know, is that I don't know if Gillette does razor for women. I mean, they probably do because, you know, product and stuff. And you can use the same razor as men as women, of course. I mean, but it's usually aimed as a male product, and there's a lot of controversy about that. But my career in graphic design, my university had a focus in business, and oh boy, this shrine. Well, and of course you need to target certain customers, certain specific profile. So of course things are going to be targeted to men or women or white people or black people or whatever. I mean, of course everyone is like, no, that's racist, but hey, at the end it's the money that talks. So, you know, it's not, I don't think it's being racist, but, you know, just how to improve your product placement and stuff like that. It's like trying to sell a expensive car to people who cannot pay for it. I mean, come on, things like that. Or trying to sell a cell phone service that is not available in Mexico per se. Oh, it's like I tried to sell, I don't know, T-Mobile or Verizon in Mexico, and it's like, hey, we don't have that here, I think. So, you know, Excuse me, was a bit rough on the ears?
Oh,
Ah, you're done well climbing all the way up here. Yeah, climbing. I know a song about this place. Would you like to hear the ancient birds pass down this region? Let's hear it.
oh.
Excellent. Without further ado, when the moon leaves and the fiends are reborn, the monks will invite you, as they have sworn. But first you must stand on the pedestal bare, with nothing between you and the night air. You need to stand naked, boy. The moon bleeds. I wonder what that means. I forgot to do this. Well, I mean, I know what you could do. But it takes a while. And I forgot my main strategy. Point is, people maybe are taking too serious a freaking Razor commercial. I mean, if it says something like that, it's like, eh. If it doesn't, eh. Oh, but I think I was getting to a point like, how could you have done it without maybe the huge backlash? But let's say they had a female brand of the product. I don't care if that's whatever. I don't care if it's like you can use the same ratio as men and it doesn't change anything. It's just the color pink text, whatever. I don't care about that. I'm just trying to get it to a point. Let's say that there was a commercial also for female at the same time, and it was like, we as women, we need also to improve, like stop rape allegations and stuff like that. We also need, if we want to be equal, we also need to have the disadvantages. And let's say the commercial was also like that at the same time, like we need to improve. Would have been the same. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I think that could help. Because, I mean, under whatever circumstances and whatever you want to see, a lot of the female commercials are like, yeah, women empowerment, women empowerment, but it's not like, oh, I mean, it's good to talk about empowerment, but there's also responsibilities, of course, but no one likes to talk about that in any scenario. And as someone said, talking about power or advantages in one side without talking about responsibilities or the bad things is just leaving half of the conversation undone. So, well, those are my 2 cents. Again, it's just one of the gazillion billion opinions that are going on about. So, take it or leave it. Or, well, if you are at this point that you want to comment about it, well, do it. I don't think there's never a healthy discussion on YouTube, but you know. Anyways, that's what I think. I don't think it was targeted to men. And of course, but I think the interesting is just how everything just start coming around, you know. It's because there was a lot of things like, yeah, women empowerment and let's hate men and stuff like that. And of course it has gotten to a point where the moment you do that, of course there's going to be retaliation because people get tired of that. I mean, duh. So what can we do? Because I mean, talking about problems without talking about the solution is also leaving half of the conversation undone. So what can we do? I think we need to take it back, old style, old school, and think of like big social movements like Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Because when he was talking about like the racial segregation and how to solve it, he said we need to stand like brothers and sisters together. He wasn't like we need to kill the white man. White men are the trouble of everything. No, he didn't say that. He said we need to be friends. We need to stick together. We are all Americans. And he said like I hope my daughters are judged not by their base of their color or their appearance, but the base of the character. He wasn't like, we are slaves. The white people are the devil. We need to kill them. No, he didn't say that. He didn't antagonize the people they need. The people they need help from, and the people who were, let's say, in charge. Again, not popular opinions. and either wrong or right. I cannot say if they are either. Where's this? Where's the moon, anyways? It should be like somewhere over there. I'm not going to be chasing the freaking thing, so. Again, this is probably the type of thing I'm going to regret post-production. But I just think rather than checking our differences, we should accept our difference and look what makes us equal. And avoid antagonizing each other, because it's not going to get us anywhere. You're just pointing the blame but never look for a solution. And I noticed this in at least one of my friends at college. Because, I mean, I'm not going to say who, but I mean, I never say names, but you know. Because maybe I'm wrong. Who knows about it? But it's because I was saying that I was talking about the issue that Blizzard had with one of their employees. One of the employees who said anything about it, because there's probably a lot of them who aren't saying anything. And it was like that he was judged by his female boss, and that he was a sexist Mexican and whatever, and he was stressed and stuff like that. It's a long story. Point is that under assumptions, he was being harassed. So around 10, and we can see. Okay. And point is like, well, he was harassed by a woman, and as a guy. And my friend is like, well, there's a lot of like true in the Mexican machismo and stuff like that. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I see things different. I just think if someone's an asshole, it's an asshole. If someone is rude, it's rude. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can give it a name, but at the end they are just being rude. I mean, if they are racist or xenophobic or I forgot the one for gender, but you know. At the end of the day, just people who are mean and rude. Just on a different nature. And she was like, yeah, but there's a lot of sexism done by males here in Mexico. And look, I guess it's a matter of perspective, but I haven't really seen it. And the times I've seen it, of course, it's just someone being an asshole, and just someone who is generally an asshole. So, I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then again, I cannot really judge my friend, because she's not like, I hate men. She doesn't say that. I can kinda like certain points, but I don't blame her. Not because, oh, she's right, it's all her fault. No. Because when I was her age, I was worse. I mean, there were a lot of things I didn't understood, and I was pretty dumb and judgmental against women. So again, at her age, she of course has some ideas against men. So I'm going to say it's normal. It doesn't excuse our behavior like that, but there's a lot we could be talking about. But you know, what I just want is, can we all just get along? I forgot my routine for do this. It was just putting the freaking fogata there, for the campfire there, and just wait for the sun. If it's not red, it's not going to happen. So we just need to wait. And do it again. Yeah, around 10 it just appears. Well, at least it's not like midnight, because I think it's at 12 when you have to be standing there. Well, those are my 2 cents regarding the situation. I think that just shifting blames on who does this and who does that is not going to solve anything. We need to look for the solution. And maybe the Gilead ad, some people could understand that, because of course I think the meme on this situation is that men are a fault of everything, and a lot of people have jumped on that. So when Gilead put their like 2 cents per se, everyone just perceive it as that. I mean, I didn't do it. I didn't think like that, but I don't blame people who did it. But maybe just try to think it differently. But of course, I think that, but like I said, there's a lot of girl power, but not like girl responsibilities. Because if you want power, of course you are going to need responsibilities too. But again, that's just me. And I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just saying that that's what I think it is. But at the end, I, I think a lot of that oh, men do this or oh, women do this, it's just an internet thing. Of course, it happens a lot in the real world. But like I said, if someone is just an asshole, it's just an asshole by a different name. Rose by any other name. And the freaking star is just there because I have just been switching over and over. Just Rose by any other name and just stink just the same. Well, I don't want to be talking about this, but I don't have any other topic to be talking about. Damn it. I'm going to curse this playthrough. Anyways, because I think that currently there's a lot like the third feminist wave that I personally think focus a lot on first world problems rather than like going to third world and actually help them. But it's pretty difficult to actually do something over there. I think there's a lot of also sexism against women, and let's not be blind about that too. Again, let's talk about responsibilities too. And here's the thing: if you are on places that there's a lot of sexism, you're going to turn also into a sexist. Be Fortune or Tumblr, you're going to end up like that. Because I used to browse Fortune, not a lot, but I did, and boy, it has a lot of sexism stuff, which, like I said, it affected me how I viewed women, like when I was younger, around 18, 17. But if you live in the toxicity, of course you're going to gain the toxicity too, you're going to output too. And I guess Tumblr also did a good job about providing that toxicity. But yeah, so you need to leave those places. Just leave those places, because it just focuses more on the bad things rather than okay, what are the good things? How we can solve this? How we can talk about it. Fortune doesn't, and Tumblr sure as hell doesn't either. The Blood Moon is kind of random though, so sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. What you can do is go with a guy, the first table that you find in the game. The one on the road to Kakariko. But it's just another set of, traveling back and forth. So, well, just travel there, ask, switch day, ask, switch, ask. And it's pretty much just the same what I'm doing right now. On a personal note, I mean, it depends how you're raised, right? And my dad, I think he's pretty nice, pretty neutral. I mean, he doesn't talk bad about women, he doesn't talk bad about men. There's good things and bad things on both sides. I mean, it doesn't matter really. Like, it's like, oh well, you do this, well, but you do that, and they just they just stand still, talking about problems and not about solutions. And I was never like, and here's the other thing. I was never a man, quote unquote, for a lot of people when I was growing up. I can say, just quoting, I was called a faggot a lot of times. I was called never a man or wasn't man enough by other guys, but a lot of women too. So hey, who was also perpetrating the problem? But in the end, I knew that certain things weren't right to do. Even though when I had certain toxicity against. So, by the way, when I say I had certain toxicity, I don't mean like, oh, I was extremely sexy, I hate everyone. No, but I have certain aspects of it that, you need to make amends with, to say, hey, maybe it's not like this. So, I mean, of course, one blocks things out of the mind when growing up, so it's hard for me to remember a lot of bad things because I'm like, well, why? Why need to remember that? I mean, bad things that doesn't help me develop myself. Because, let's say a bad thing, like, I did a terrible exposition. or on a topic, and it's like, oh, I did bad. Maybe I need to do better. Like those are like good bad things. But if it's bad thing, if you someone just calling your names and something like that, it's not worth remembering. But I think that a lot of times that I was called, well, let's just say not a man, it was because I wasn't forward. I was like too formal. It's like, oh, you're just too formal. You're not a man. Again, it was perpetrated by a lot of women. Well, girls, not women. No, immature kids. So mature. But you know, who knows really? But again, it doesn't matter. In the end, it doesn't matter because everyone has a description of men or women according to in a lot of cases to their own convenience. I mean, of course, right now it's like, oh, guys are too patronizing. It's like women cannot pay for stuff and are rude and don't give you the seats and etc etc. But when I didn't do that before, because it's like, well, I don't think that you're less of a person and you need this kind of help. It's like, oh, you're not a gentleman. You don't buy stuff for women, or you don't give your seat to women, or whatever. It's like, you have your own two legs. You're not disabled. You're in your full capabilities. You know, that kind of stuff. Among others. But again, like I said, in the end, it's just rude people being rude people under any name, rose by any other name. Let's just get along, people. This is going to be a boring episode. More than the usual. What happened to the moon, though? It's past 12, so... if it's not the blood moon, then it just is not the blood moon, my dude. Are you starting a fire on my head? No. On my hood? Guess because it's a word. I'll stop. If it doesn't activate, I'm going to go to the shrine. To the stable and ask the guy until it actually happens.